Hello everyone and welcome back to Neverwinter Nights. Last time we entered a cave. This time we're gonna finish out that cave. The Bugbear Caves. That's right, we are going up. And remember to keep an eye out for that body on the ground, because I will be searching for it. Plus 10, what are these? Plus 1, let's ditch that. I'd rather have the plus 10 than the plus 1. Aha! They thought they were gonna be sneaky, but they were wrong.
Your blood shall spill!
And it appears that we have Grimnaw with us, which is great. Grimnaw is great. I love me some Grimnaw. One of the best fighters, I think. Oh, goodness. Heck, I missed by a fucking mile. Oh, Grimnaw killed something invisible there. I did not see it, Grimnaw did. And, that was fantastic. Good for him. Boots of Striding. What I have is better. Quartz and Topaz. Get some remains. Gold pieces. Rise and Fall of Netherrow. We'll take that to get rid of the thing. But then we'll stow it in these stones. Stones. Healer's Kit. More quartz. More orcs. Ooh, shaman. We gotta take out the shaman. Take out the shaman.
Feel the chill touch of the grave.
Sorry, I ain't taking no fucking chances with the shaman. Period. Mages are nasty. You always get rid of the mages first. Splint mail. What is this? That's heavy armor. Is it better than what I have? Probably not. Definitely not. Alright, where is this taking me? Exit? Yeah, okay, where is this taking me? Specifically, where is this taking me? Okay, just out the left one. Got it. Ooh. Nice. Take that. I believe that this is the top floor, so we shouldn't need to be going up again. I will feel a lot better when we find that corpse. There's a very important item on him. Oh! And I'd like to,
I will not be defeated.
know for sure that I have it, you know?
I will
Feel
not
the
be
chill
defeated.
touch of the grave.
Grimnaw is attacking something invisible again. I love that he's able to do that. It's quite fascinating. Who needs eyes when you have fists? Disable. Get rid of that. Get rid of it. What is up here? An orc that I can coup de grace. Got him. Who is locking crates? I don't like that that's... Nope, never mind. This is not the corpse I'm looking for. My corpse is tucked away in a hallway and easy to miss. We're doing real good on health. I don't think either of us are injured at all. I'm missing 2. He's missing 3. Yeah, these bitches can't touch us. I'm pretty sure if he's anywhere, he's like up in here. I'm pretty sure he's in a northwest corner somewhere.
Your blood shall spill.
And by pretty sure, I mean almost certain, because I've just played this on another character. Pile of stones. What is this room? Oh, goblins!
I will not be defeated.
Goblin elite is hanging in there. Not anymore. This guy can't hit with a damn. There's one remains. 6 gold. I will take it. Motherfucker. Guess we just sit here and click until it wears off. DC 20, I rolled a 9. I would have had to roll an 18 to make that, so statistically, that was not likely to happen. Thank you. Alright, what's in this room? Another orc that I can coup de grace. Nothing? Nothing else? Okay. I mean, okay. Garbage. Fire bullet. Crate. Oh, I looted that already. A crate is such a useless thing to lock. A double axe +1. My barbarian would like that. But this is not my barbarian.
Feel the chill touch of the grave!
Oh, you invisible cunt. Ooh, my health is not doing too good, actually. My health has been better.
Feel the chill touch of the grave!
I'm not worried about Grimnaugh at all. A little worried about me, though. Nope, I'm good. Oh, kill the shaman. Kill the shaman. Kill the shaman. Kill the shaman.
Take you!
These goblins ain't shit. 8 arrows. Drop those there. Can I rest? Nope, enemies are nearby. Presumably in this room.
I will
Yep.
not be defeated!
Great cleave is so great. Cleave. Ooh. Gold and a quartz. Can I rest yet? No, fuck you. Goblins. Cleave, great cleave. Just bash all of them in a circle and they're all dead. Remains. Gold. Remains. Gold. Ooh, shit, save. Grimnock killed one of them. The Goblin Chief is almost dead. Goblin Chief is dead. How much experience did I get for the Goblin Chief? Almost 400. Grimnock just fucking trounced them all. His throne. A Slod's tongue. Alright. Oh, there's a bugbear prisoner in there. His fucking cell isn't even locked. Worst goblins
Could
ever.
you pile a little more stuff on me?
I could try, but I'll go home anyway.
Hey, I'll tell you.
Please heal me first. Awesome.
Hey, I'll tell you.
Alright, I will be right back. And I'm back. All my stuff is gone. I can run again. Enter portal. Alright, I guess we'll... I don't trust this chest as far as I can throw it. This is a bad touch chest. Yeah, it is. I knew it was. I knew it. You can never trust those trapezoidal chests. Never. Oh. Help! Me is prisoner here. You release me, yeah? Or is you working with Orc and Goblin? Me just want leave. No, not like prisons. Help me. Please help. Who are you? Me is prisoner of bugbears in this cave. Prisoner from war with orcs and goblins. Me wanting leave, but me is stuck. You help, yeah? You tell me some stuff, maybe I'll let you go. Ah, okay. Me not knows much about prison bars, but me tries to answer all questions. We wants out of prison, yeah. Why are you a prisoner here? What's this war about? We is fighting with orcs and goblins. Get beat and taken prisoner. Everyone wants pleasing master, so needs beating other forces to make strength. You know what? Fuck it. You can go. Me go free? Oh joy. Me run away now. Me thanks you much. I don't need anything from him. The orcs and the goblins and the bugbears are all fighting each other. That's all I need to know. What and why does not matter, because in the end, it's all going to be led by Durgiab, which is, we have a quest for his head already, so who cares? Who cares the why? We'll just get down to the bottom of this cave and be faced with Durgiab, who must be in control of the whole thing, because we wouldn't have a quest for his head if he wasn't. I see a trap. Careful, Grimnock. There's a trap here.
Death comes for us all.
Careful. Oh, good. fucking end the combat so that I can... Thank you. I have a plus 15 to disarm traps. Plus 3? Let's start replacing that with plus 6. Oh, Goblin Shaman, kill the Shaman. Lol. What you gonna do with that your Shaman now, broskies? What you gonna do? Kill this archer as well. Oh, there's another goblin coming to save the day. Nope, bye. We're just the biggest murder hobo ever. Nothing moves, and that we don't kill. Amulet of Natural Armor, Push of Clarity. What's my amulet? Oh, of course, the Red Tiger Tribe. I will not be replacing that, because the Amulet of the Red Tiger Tribe is the best amulet in the fucking game. Oh, hello.
Death comes for us all!
Is there a shaman? There is a shaman. Get dead, shaman. He's already buffed them. If I can kill him before he turns invisible. You healing son of a bitch. Never mind, he's dead. Healer's kit. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Ooh, remains. That is also an exit up there. That's probably gonna take me to the one down below the hill, I think. Ask Grimnaw how many fucks he gives. The answer is none. He's attacking the invisible one. And he killed it. Let me see where this is gonna dump me. Yep, the one down below. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, seeing as we have not gone below. Bullet? Ooh, potion to cure serious wounds. Unlock that chest. Ooh, 2 Alexandrites. A direwolf. Ooh. Good to know. Very good to know. All that for 1 potion of Cat's Grace that I'm just going to sell and not use. I did see that there were remains out here. I didn't miss that, don't worry. gold. Ooh, and a fire agate. One goblin. Bye. The poor guy was just having a nap. Oh!
I will not!
Y'all spawned a bit late, but there you are. A lot of elites. They're all... Oh, no, there's one normal goblin in there. No, it's dead.
Oh,
Wait, why am I not attacking? Keep attacking. Grimmel's a fucking beast, isn't he? Another bullet. There we go.
Feel the chill touch of the grave.
So many goblins. We are seriously making goblins an endangered species here, aren't we? There's more of
Feel
them.
the chill touch of the grave.
I thought that you were all dead. I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were all dead. I discounted your life force. It's probably getting to about the point where I should be thinking about having a rest. Can we rest up in here? Mayhaps. Rest? Nope, enemies nearby. That's alright. I'm not too worried. We'll open this just because I can't stand a closed door. In games, not in real life. In real life, ugh, keep all the doors shut.
your blood shall spill.
Having a nap, and now dead. Wow. That was unprecedented how quickly that went. It's like they didn't even know we were in here. Alright, let's go back. I kind of knew already that the body wasn't on this floor. Oh, a goblin
Feel
shaman.
my sting.
One pack of goblins managed to escape the carnage. For a short time. It's just so brutal. He's got that, yeah. I'm staying with the remains. Cure light wounds. Lame. Remains. Grimna, you're standing on my remains. There we go. Ooh, arrows. Oh, there's one goblin who escaped. For a short time. Disable that. That's how unconcerned I am with this goblin. Well, he walked through it, but it didn't affect him, so... Oh, another one.
Feel
I
the
will
chill
not be
touch of the
defeated.
grave.
Ugh. 43 damage on a goblin. It's embarrassing for them, really. close am I to leveling? We're pretty far away from leveling. I didn't think the goblins would really be doing much for us. And, I was correct. Orc
I will
champion.
not be defeated!
Where the fuck did these guys come from? We've already been through this room. Another fire agate. We've been through this room. Where did they come from? I don't know. I don't know. And that guy was injured already. That's very strange. There's enemies nearby still? Seriously? Orc. I'm dead. Grimnaw's running off. I'm not worried about him in the least. It won't let me take 20 while I'm in the middle of a fight. Come on! There we go. Orc what?
I will
Priest.
not be defeated!
I hope he had some time for some praying.
Feel the chill touch of the grave!
Yeah, I think they're feeling it. Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? $81. We've almost got another stack of bullets. Book. I don't want the book. Hey, I actually got to kill it before Grimnaw did. That's a first. Ooh, always will take cure critical wounds. Oh, save, definitely save. The orc chief is here. Although Grimnaw's kind of got it covered back there, and he'll be up to help me shortly. Yep, there he comes. I should probably start thinking about some heals. Great. Grimnaw is being a huge help in this fight. I think he managed to crit it there. Oh, but I got the kill. What's in your throne, Brody? Broseph. Thank you. Drop those there. Can I rest yet? Thank you. Finally, it's about time. Haven't gotten a rest in this entire episode. We're 30 minutes in and I've only just gotten a rest in. Oh, blah. Oh, an ogre.
Feel the chill touch of the grave!
Ogres are a bit hardier. Just a bit. For now. By chapter 3, ogres are gonna be like the goblins of today. I guarantee it. We'll be cutting through ogres like butter. It'll be embarrassing for them. 1 silver ring. 1 rod of terror. 1 heavy crossbow plus 2. And 1 unexplored room. So we'll go explore that, and then we're probably going to do another cut. Oh, remains. Cool. While I go back down to the bottom floor. Ooh, chainmail plus 1. That's medium armor. I don't want it. Two-bladed sword. Take that, take that. I'll go back down to the floor. I'm gonna thoroughly search the floor because I'm almost certain that the body I want is on that floor. Which means that I've missed it again. Or
Your blood shall spill.
temple. Infidels, they must not reach the temple. I go and release the guardians. Minotaurs? Yeah, Minotaurs. Minotaurs are a bit nasty. Never mind. It appears I was mistaken. They suck. Save, that might be trapped. Nope. Another chest. That one was trapped. They tricked me with the trapezoidal. Trapezoidal! Maybe that's why they're trapezoid shaped, because they're often trapped. I don't think that's why either. But wouldn't it be funny if? Alright, come on. Can you unparalyze me? Oh, there we go. Bolt of fire and a gold piece. Remains. Ooh, restoration. More stones. Bullets. That's gonna finish off our stack, I believe. Absolutely it will. Alright. We'll get this chest. See what's in here. Alright, cool. Alright, so I am going to go back here and go back down, and I'm going to search for that corpse, and then we'll be back. See you in a second. So it turns out I might be mistaken. I might be looking in the wrong caves. We're in the bugbear caves. Now we're in the ogre caves. I think we're supposed to be looking in the troll caves. Oh my god. Please disable that. Grimnaw, don't you dare. Now you can go. I release thee. Ooh. Nuglet?
I don't recognize you. Have you come to finish what Dergyab started? No. You look more like intruders to me.
And you look more like a prisoner to me. Well, yes, that's true. I am a prisoner. Dergyab betrayed me and threw me in here when I was no longer of use to him. Who's this Dergyab you mention? I would have assumed the other denizens of these caves would have filled you in on this by now. The Master, is all they can babble about. Dergyab, or the Master if you prefer, is an ogre mage of some power. he was also my former partner until he fell in with the cult and betrayed me. Durgiab was your partner. He was. At least he was until he went away and came back with that cultist. Before that, we recruited our army together. What were you recruiting an army for, and how big has it gotten? For what else? To gain power. We wanted to do the same as Sithils. I don't know how to do that THS. Sithilus down in Maybe even raid Luskin. There aren't many soldiers yet. I was insistent on picking only the best of the bugbears, orcs, and goblins in these caves, and that's slim pickings. Tell me more about this cult he fell in with. Don't know much about it. Durgiab came back from one of his outings with the cultists behind him. He claimed there had been a change of plans. Durgiab only listened to the cultist after that. Said he was preparing the army for some different purpose, something greater. I objected, naturally, foolishly, as it turns out, seeing as where it got me. Tell me more about this cultist. His name's Ganon. He's an assassin or a rogue or some such thing. I never spoke to him much, so I couldn't tell you more. Do you know what purpose the cult wanted the army for? No. Durgiab would only say that they needed the forces of for the return, whatever that means. The cultist wouldn't elaborate, at least not to me. I don't need to hear any more. You're free to go. I'll be glad to leave all this far, far behind. I thank you for releasing me, my human friend. We won't meet again. Bye, Nuglet. He was a ghost the whole time. Ooh. Cool. Well, I guess we're following Grimnaw since he's fucked off this way. Oh, and he's attracted quite a force on him. We have to go help Grimnaw. Grimnaw might die here. Unless we Great Cleave our way through everything left.
The Silent Lord, take you!
These are all goblin. Oh no, they're not elites, they're just fighters. I don't know where a fighter stands. Fighters seem to be a bit tough. They also seem to have a healing potion. Yeah, I can't kill these guys in one hit, so I can't Great Cleave my way through them. Grimnaw is a beast! Goodness my gracious! Bullet. Boop. Gold. Gold. Spirits. Alright, I want to explore down here, and then we'll come back and loot the room. Goblin fighter. Won't stand a chance against us. Nope. Orc champion, who is hilariously less tough than the goblin fighter. Oh, you know what? Oh shit. Well, I was about to say I think Grimnaw's got this, but then I accidentally misclicked and ended up stuck. Amethyst. Cat's Grace. Oh, pile of stones. Corpse. This is not the corpse I'm looking for. Copper necklace. Alright, now we definitely need to rest because that Durgiab's lair. We're able to see it across the sea. Across that little pond. And we want to be in tip-top shape for Durgiab because he's actually a pretty tough fight. Not tough like Dester, but tough. But he's a bit challenging. Dester was a tough fight. Personally, to me, in troubles that I have historically had trouble with, Dester is the second hardest fight that I have encountered. The hardest fight I've encountered is the boss fight of Hordes of the Underdark. Like the final boss. Ugh. Final boss of Hordes of the Underdark is a pain in the ass. But we'll get there when we get to Hordes of the Underdark. Which is my #1 favorite game of all time. In my top 5 games, Neverwinter Nights has slowly been replaced. Slowly been pushed down the list, but Hordes of the Underdark, that expansion has hit firmly at the top. And I don't think it's ever going to leave. I've never encountered a game I like more than Hordes of the Underdark. I like it so much that we went to there was talk of going to the Underdark in my Dungeons & Dragons campaign, and I got really excited. Even though the Underdark is horrible and terrible and full of things that will just kill you outright. Great place for my vampire character. You know, with the whole Underdark and all. No sun gets there. Alright, here we go. Durgiab. Ganon's in here somewhere. There's Ganon. Grimnon's gonna take care of him. Grimnon might die, actually. Looking at that health bar. No, he might be okay. He's got pulses.
The Silent Lord take you!
I think Ganon just level drained him. Alright, I killed Durgiab. Now that Durgiab's dead, this won't be too much trouble. Yeah, Durgiab's the problem. Dragon's tail. Boop. Drink that.
Could you pile a little more stuff on me?
Saving circlet. Intelligence +2. Saving throws universal is +1. That's pretty good. Concentration +1 I don't need. What helmet do I have? The Thieves' Hood. I'm probably gonna like that better. Yeah, immunity, knockdown, and poison. That's... I'm sorry. I remember my druid. I had a druid once, and he wore the Thavian circlet for pretty much the whole game. Alright. Alright. Geralt's wife, we never read, actually, so we'll read that now. Geralt, a farmer in the hills north of Port Last, has seen his life and livelihood ruined by the recent activities amongst the nearby humanoid tribes. Worst of all, his wife Leah was recently captured by bugbears and taken away for some horrible purpose. Surprisingly, she was still alive when the adventurers arrived on the scene to rescue her. Geralt will be overjoyed to see her safe return. Geralt, a farmer in the hills of Port Last, has seen his life and livelihood ruined by the recent attacks amongst the nearby by humanoid tribes. One of their leaders, Durgiab, has now been killed and his head severed for presentation to Geralt. Hell yes. Oh, I am encumbered. Nature's Scythe, is that better? Base damage is 2d4. Plus human and enhancement bonus. Just, let me see that. 2d4, enhancement bonus plus 2. Plus 4 for human or plus 2 total. I think I want this one instead. Ganon's journal. I find I've grown fond of the monsters in these caves. They are savage, violent, and easily whipped into a frenzy by my puppet ogre mage Durgiab, not entirely unlike the rest of us who have turned following Malgrim into a religion. He is the puppeteer, we his willing puppets. And to think he sent me here to search for some ancient artifact as he sent my brothers to Charwood and to Neverwinter Wood. This isn't the place. It isn't in this place. It would have left some telltale sign. It would want to be found. It would call me to it. Perhaps they have better luck in the two woods. So, instead of being a puppet, I become the puppeteer. Not so grand as Malgrim, but even so, look how Durgiab struts and schemes at my bidding. Yeah, let's dump the cult stuff in here. Ugh, you know what? No. I can't do it. We're gonna sell our shit. And search for the cult at Ganon's journal. A cult agent named Ganon has been found and defeated in the Ogre Caves north of Port Last. The journal found nearby does not say where the cult is located, but it does suggest that other cultists have been sent to Charwood in the south and Neverwinter Wood in the east to search for some important object. These two locations would seem to be likely places to continue the search. Alright, that was my question, because we need 2 pieces of evidence joining them. But there were 3 places. Ganon's journal isn't actually telling us where we need to go. So that's great. The other 2 journals are going to tell us where to go. So Ganon's journal is perfectly safe to return to them. Lightning bullet. Wand of missiles and rod of the ghost. Cool, I'm never gonna use those. Ooh, hell yeah! Alright, enter the portal. Alright, let's go down to Geralt and show Geralt what we have found. How do I get off? How do I get down? I don't want to be up here anymore. There we go. Oh man, I've just remembered that immunity poison from our helmet is gonna come in so handy in the next area. There's a lot of spiders up there. Fair warning, there's a lot of spiders. Geralt.
Well, hello to you. Were you the one I told about them monsters bothering us around here? The ones who took my wife, Leah. Do you bring word?
I see Leah made it back safely. That she did! She's returned safe and sound, which is more than I have even thought possible. Thank you, lass. I shall be forever grateful. I hope this bit of gold will do as a reward. 150 gold. Yeah. No reward is necessary. I was glad to do it. You are a good woman, lass. I appreciate it. Is there something else, lass? The monster's leader, Durgiab, is dead. I have his head. That's a relief, then, to be sure. We'll have none of his terrorizing anyone else in these parts. Thank you, lass. I hope this bit of gold will do as a reward. No gold is necessary. I just want to let you know the deed was done. It's very kind of you, lass. It's good to know that adventurers like you still exist. Is there something else? I'll be on my way. Aye, do be careful when you go up to the hills then, lass. I wish you well. Geralt was overjoyed when she returned to his embrace safe and sound. Grateful for the vengeance offered, he rewarded the adventurer who finally presented him with the head of Durgiab, one of the leaders of the humanoids. Great. Let's go back into Port Last for a moment. We'll go turn that in. And, we'll see if we can't find the farmer's boy as well. We want to go to Kendrick's mercenary barracks. Sheldrisa! We gotta talk to Sheldrisa.
Why, hello, my lady. You must be one of the new adventurers in town.
I am so excited to see that a woman of determined personality can get ahead in this world. The power of a woman is unlimited. Never settle for less than what you deserve. Oh, I so agree. It is marvelous to meet someone with such a deep understanding of the problems in life. My name is Sheldrisa. What do they call a bold adventurer like you? That depends on who I'm killing. I prefer Violet. It is so exciting the way you talk. Not like anyone in this town. They are all just so boring. What exactly is wrong with this town? Are you kidding? This is a dead zone. There's nothing to do here. I can hardly wake up without yawning from boredom. There are worse things than boredom, kid. Life is pretty hazardous in the outside world. And I'm sure you have experienced it all before. Don't you see that that's an opportunity I want? So why are you talking to me about it? You could take me with you. You could be my mentor and I your loyal pupil. We could become famous together. That's not a bad idea. Why don't you go get your weapons and armor and meet me back here in a few minutes? Oh dear, I don't have anything like that. I know, you could give me 1,000 gold so I can run and buy some supplies. Not on your life. No? You bitch. I'm never talking to you again. Yep. We'll see. We'll see. It does not appear that the farmer's son is still around. Oh no, he was over here, wasn't it? No, it doesn't appear that the farmer's son is still around. The Geralt's son. Arabeth.
I am pleased to see that you remain safe, my friend. Lord Nasher tells me he is confident of your success, though I do worry at the danger in which you place yourself. Have you yet discovered any new information on the cult?
You look tired. Have you not been sleeping well? Did I level up?
Why do you ask me that? The spy master put you up to this, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
I see. I suppose my state is obvious enough. Aaron is far more concerned than is warranted, however. Certainly a few bad dreams are not a reason to become alarmed. The servants claim I speak in my sleep and say frightening things. They creep about me cautiously, like I have gone mad. And Aaron pays their superstitious twitterings far more heed than he should. After all that has happened with the plague and Fenthic, I think a disturbing dream or two is not so surprising, wouldn't you agree?
No, it's not surprising. Honestly, no, it's not surprising at all. She's probably got some PTSD from this.
Finally, someone with some sense. I keep telling Aaron that these strange dreams are nothing to be concerned over, but he insists on treating me like an invalid. These dreams shall pass in time. There are far more important matters to worry over than how I am sleeping.
You don't sound very convinced.
Now you too? Has the world gone mad, or is it me? These dreams are disturbing and frightening, but they shall pass. They are my burden to bear and no one else's.
Why don't you tell me about these dreams? Maybe it'll help. Did I level up? Because this is the next part of Erebus' tale. I don't remember leveling up.
Perhaps you are right. Having the perspective of another on these dreams may not be a bad idea. I am falling in the dream, always falling, surrounded by a heavy blackness which chokes and drowns me. Grasping hands reach out to me, and the voices, a cacophony of whispers that plead to me for help. And then I see a shrouded figure. It is Fenthik. He is walking away from me, and I run to catch him, but always he eludes me in the darkness. The voices get so much louder. They are accusing me, blaming me, and I feel ashamed, though I do not know what I am being blamed for. I cry out for help, for them to stop their assault, but I go unheeded. And then I catch up to the figure, and I see that it is not Fenthik. He turns and gazes at me with sad eyes, and I know it is Tyr. And then my god turns his back on me. These are my dreams. Perhaps now you can understand why I have not wished to discuss them. I am frightened of what they may mean.
Obviously something is seriously wrong with you. They would frighten me as well. I'm not a woman of faith. Arabeth is a woman of faith. Seeing her god turn her back on her has to shake her. Yeah. If I were Arabeth, that would freak me out.
That's kind of you to say. I am glad I told you at least. It makes the dream seem a bit smaller now. I do feel better for it, thank you. I am reminded a little of how I was introduced to the Paladin life. You should ask me to tell you the tale sometime. Until then, however, let's return to the subject of your task. That is something we can focus on at least.
I have located some information about the cult.
This is good news. What have you discovered?
Shit. I have to check the letter to Solomon again to make sure it's safe. Solomon's letter is safe. It's not telling us where we need to go.
So the cult was responsible for stirring up the humanoids in the hills? You are to be commended for putting an end to that danger indeed. While this information you bring is incredibly valuable, it still does not tell us where the cult is based. We need that information if we are to strike at them. Fortunately, it does mention where more cultists may be found. Charwood and the Neverwinter Woods. Search those places perhaps for the information we seek. Have you found any other information?
Yes.
The cult sought to strike against you through an agent, did they? Fortunate for us that their efforts proved fruitless. While this information you bring is incredibly valuable, it still does not tell us where the cult is based. We need that information if we are to strike at them. Fortunately, it does mention... Have you found any... Then
Nothing
I wish you...
no. Alright. I'm so confused that we were able to trigger that. We shouldn't have been able to trigger that yet. Arabeth has been possessed by terrible dreams as of late, dreams that have been frightening the servants and even alarming the normally stoic spymaster Aaron Gend. She confessed the nature of these disturbing dreams to you, though only reluctantly. You have a higher level of experience.
The gods smile on us that you remain yet unharmed for your efforts. With luck, success shall soon follow.
I'd rather talk about something else.
What would you have of me?
You told me to ask you sometime how you met Lord Nasher.
Aye, so I did. Though I had not expected that you would be truly interested in hearing the rest of the tale. Are you sure I am not boring you?
No, I truly want to hear it.
Is that so?
Because you're voice acted.
I have not had someone eagerly asking me such since... well, never. Usually I am not so, how shall we say, available. So be it. You will recall, I hope, that I made the majority of my early fame as the spy master for the infamous Randall the Red. Aye, that life continued much unabated. Our ship found safe harborage in Luskan, and Randall plagued the Neverwinter trade lines endlessly. Lord Nasher was not always the aged man you know now. When I first encountered him, he was a man in his prime, a veteran of the sword and in possession of a brilliant mind. Lord Nasher vowed to end Randall's reign over the waterways. He personally sailed from Neverwinter to seek and destroy our ship.
How long ago was that? You can't be that old.
I was still a young man at the time, my friend. Our Lord Nasher already had a lifetime of adventure behind him, and was the greatest lord of the North. For 2 years we sparred, he and I. It was all I could do to discover his ingenious plots to find Randall, just in time to avoid them. Never had I labored so. Once, he even disguised himself and his men as Walkina priestesses shipping gold to Am, knowing that would draw Randall like a moth to the flame. Only at the last moment did I give in to my suspicions and warn Randall from their ship. It was a very close thing, however. In the end, it was I who betrayed Randall. He grew more desperate and more violent, plundering ships and killing all aboard. This he had never done before. When next the Shadows told me of Lord Nasher's latest plot, I did nothing. I waited silently and watched as Nasher's men sprung from Randall's latest target.
I suppose you did what you thought you had to do.
Randall was no true friend. He made use of me, and I had needed him. It was a choice I had to make, and it was no easy one. I fully expected to be executed, and waited grimly as I was rounded up with the rest of Randall's men. My fate, as I saw it, was sealed. I waited a long time in the dungeons of Castle Never. The first man who came to my dark prison, however, was none other than Lord Nasher himself. He was very intense and charismatic, and suspicious. I was, after all, a well-known pirate, yes? He asked me only one question. Why did you not warn Randall the Red of my attack? I told him that even though I served Randall, I could not allow what he was doing to continue. Lord Nasher seemed surprised by my answer. So you would betray any man you served if you did not agree with his actions? He asked me. And I had only one answer. I said I would betray any man who I felt was wrong. And my only regret was that I had waited as long as I did with Randall.
How did he respond to that?
He smiled at me, and said that he only hoped that if he did something wrong, that I would tell him first. I asked him if this meant I was to serve him now. To that he said, no. I was to serve Neverwinter. That was to be my sentence. I am 20 years into my sentence now, my friend, and I have been thankful for each year of it.
Lord Nasher sounds like a fine man.
That he is, my friend, that he is. And Neverwinter is a place I love. I could not have found a prison that suited me better. And had I left, I never would have met my Kali.
Callie, is that a woman?
It is nothing, my friend. Something best forgotten that I should not have brought up. Your original question has been answered, I hope. Let us return to the topic of your mission and speak no more of me today.
I'll be going.
I shall await your return.
Yep. Alright, I have.
Is there something you...
I wanted you to continue before. We did level up, I guess. Alright. Here we go. Taking these off. Earlier I mentioned my order's hatred of the abomination that is Undeath Violet, and I hinted at my own experiences in battling such evil. I am not eager to dredge up those memories, but if we are to stand together, you deserve to hear the tale. What happened? Shortly after I had come into the Order of the Long Death, one of my fellow monks returned to the monastery with ill news. He had discovered the lair of a powerful lich. Our service to the Silent Lord demands that we destroy such an affront to death, so we marched forth to destroy the foul creature and end its unholy existence. I myself had never faced a lich in battle, and I was one of the many assigned to the task of destroying the lich's zombie and skeleton servants. Never have I felt such a revulsion or terror during a battle. What's so scary about zombies and skeletons? They aren't so tough. There is beauty in death. The exquisite agony of a mangled soldier's screams, well, well up in a glorious crescendo before ending on a single perfect note of eternal silence. The writhing torment of the flailing body is transformed into a magnificent truth of a frozen corpse forever stilled. But when a corpse is not still, when the dead continue to shamble and stumble forward in a gross caricature of living flesh, where is death's beauty and then? I didn't realize you were so squeamish. My order killed scores of zombies in the crypt that day, Violet. Their bodies disintegrated beneath my blows in a shower of rotting flesh, yet they pressed inexorably forward. But the true horror was yet to come. From the back of the tomb, where the highest-ranking monks of the order battled the Lich herself, waves of dark necromancy spilled out over the battlefield. Several of my companions had fallen during the battle, and as the foul spell touched their corpses, they clambered to their feet, zombies under the will of the enemy we sought to destroy. You mean you had to kill some of your own companions? We do not fear death, Violet, and had I been able to bring the Silent Lord's touch to my fallen comrades, I would not have felt such revulsion at this memory. But a zombie has no mind, it feels nothing. The pain that purifies and prepares us for death has no effect on such creatures. The understanding that comes during the moment of death is forever denied to such creatures. I destroyed the animated lumps of flesh that were once my brothers and sisters in the Order, but I could not truly kill them. The undead can never be given such release. What about the Lich? The Lich was destroyed, as were all its minions. We burned its lair, setting fire to the crypt so that the dark magic might be cleansed from the sacred place of death. But even though we were ultimately victorious, the cost was terrible. The horror of the battle haunts me still, as does the fate of my fallen brothers and sisters from the Order. I'm sorry for what happened to the other monks of your order, Grimna. I thank you for your words, Violet, though I doubt you truly understand. You bring death and destruction, but you do not understand it as we of the Long Death. The true horror of what happened to my brothers and sisters is too terrible to comprehend, but I have vowed to free them from their torment of their own death. How do you plan to do that? You are a servant of the Silent Lord, Violet. You bring death and pain to the world. Yet, even so, you are not a member of the Long Death. My order has secrets I am not yet ready to share with you. This is not the time to speak of such things. Alright. Who's still here? Lena is still here, and Dalen is still here. Let's do Lena next.
I hoped that you would return, so I waited here. I've hardly damaged anything since you left. I thought you'd be proud. May I join with you once?
Yes.
Hey there, dear.
Tell me more of your story. You want to know how Synth won my heart, Violet? I guess I could tell you about it. I couldn't face Synth since our embarrassing encounter. I had decided to never be near him again. Easier said than done when dealing with a daring adventurer. One night he scaled the 10-story wall to my parents' home and climbed in through the window. What happened? Well, as he began to quietly serenade me, I sat bolt upright in bed and opened my mouth to scream. He jumped towards me to quiet me, but I didn't know it was him, so I brought my foot up and kicked him in the jaw. He stumbled backwards out onto the balcony. I leapt up to continue my attack, and when I got to the balcony, I saw his face in the moonlight. He was holding his jaw, his face wrinkled in pain. You mean you broke his jaw? I just bruised him. It must have hurt a lot, because when I realized what I had done, I moved to help him, and he must have thought I was attacking again. He leapt over the edge of the balcony, since he didn't want to have to hurt me to stop me, or so he said later. I thought he would fall and kill himself, so I ran over to stop him. He had grabbed the edge of the balcony floor between the rails, and I was trying to swing himself onto the lower terrace. I didn't see his fingers, though. Tell me you didn't. I stepped right onto his right hand, causing it to slip off the edge. He managed to hang on with his left hand, though. Fearing he would die, I called on Sayanine for strength to save him. I felt power flow into my muscles, and I reached over the edge, grabbing his hand. I pulled. I heard a loud popping noise and hauled him over the wall with dislocated shoulder and all. At least he survived. I don't think he was terribly thankful at first. He just lay on the balcony trying to hold his shoulder and rub his jaw. I was trying to apologize. He just kept begging me not to touch him. Finally, I got frustrated with his protest and grabbed his shoulder, popped it back into place, and then cast a healing spell on him to relieve the pain. And did he forgive you? I never gave him the chance to think about it. I helped him up, kissed him soundly, led him to my bedchambers, and removed any thought of flight from his mind. Good for you! We were very close after that night, and we married a year later. Those were the happiest years of my life. I just wish they could have lasted. What do you mean? What happened? I can't talk about that right now. The memories are too unpleasant. Let us not talk of such things. Alright. Dalen. My man.
Waiting for you.
Yes.
Yes?
Want to talk. I suppose I owe you an explanation of my days in Luskan, Violet, after all we have been through together. As I told you, I went to Luskan in search of glory and honor, but there is no honor to be found in that wretched city. What happened? At first I found a warm welcome in Luskan. Half-orcs are accepted there as nowhere else, and I quickly found work as a soldier serving one of the high captain rulers of the city. It was bloody, brutal work. Soldiers from different factions were always battling in the streets. Many men died by my hand in my weeks there. I killed them because I was paid to kill them, because they served a different master. There was no honor in these battles, Violet, only senseless, shameful death. If you hadn't killed them, they would have killed you. You don't understand, Violet. All the killings, all the bloodshed, I liked it. It stirred my soul. Each morning I could taste the coming battles on my tongue and feel the rush of combat in my veins. I reveled in the slaughter like an animal, like a beast. It fed on the dark taint of my father's orc blood and left a stain on my soul. I do not know how far I would have fallen had fate not intervened and saved me from myself. What do you mean by fate intervening? My fury in battle earned me a promotion, and I was sent to the Luskan flesh markets to guard the slaves in their stockades. My first night at the stockades, the guards brought in a new batch of slaves. Among them was an old man, naked and feeble. I recognized the tattoos on his face as the markings of an Uthgard holy man. I did not know him. He was from another tribe, but seeing him brought in, hands shackled behind his back, brought shame crashing down upon me. You helped him escape, didn't you? At first, I did nothing. The old man looked at me as he passed, and I saw in his eyes that he knew I was of the Uthgard, and he knew what I had become. Without warning, the old man threw himself at the nearest guard, a foolish gesture of defiance, for he was still shackled and bound. He was knocked to the floor, and the guards began to beat him. My world vanished beneath a veil of blood-red rage. When I came to my senses, I was still bathed in gore. The other guards in the stockades all lay dead by my hand. What about the old man? The old man lay bleeding on the floor, stabbed by one of the guards during the fight. As I crouched over him, I saw his wounds were fatal. He gazed up at me, and in a voice choked with blood, "Free the others." With my axe, I hacked away at the chains of the other slaves in the stockades. Once they had all fled into the night, I returned to the old man's side. "Go," he said with his dying breath. I could do nothing more for him, so I fled before my actions were discovered. I left Luskan that night, a man saved from himself by another's sacrifice. We all have a dark side, Dalen. You faced yours and triumphed over it. I thank you for your words, Violet, and I would like to believe you. But I know what I did in Luskan. I know what vile appetites I fed. I cannot deny my father's blood is within me. I can only hope to overcome this blight, so that I may someday prove my spirit worthy of the Uthgard. Only then will my tribe welcome me back. Until then, that is my burden to bear. One of many. What do you mean by one of many? Forgive me. You've been a good friend to listen to my tale, but there are some things I'm not yet ready to share with you. Okay? Grimna, you are not off deck yet. So you're with me. Let's go and speak to the other three in the chapel. Or it's not chapel, the temple. Same thing, really. Alright, Sharwin, you're up.
I suspected.
Yep. Come on.
Yes?
Wanna talk? Continue your story? I just mentioned the invitation to Athkatla, hadn't I? Yes, that's right. We went, though I had a sense of foreboding the entire way. The city of Coin lived up to its name. It was a golden, bustling place that rivaled even the great Waterdeep. The palace we arrived at was larger than any building I'd ever seen. Danon assured me that we would find our fortune there, and for a while I thought he might be right. We were to play before the fabulously wealthy Lord and Lady Anaris, and all seemed well. What went wrong then? Nothing went wrong at first. Danon and I were pampered and prepared for our performance, and it went off without any problems. We sang in the great hall before several hundred nobles. It still takes my breath away to think about it. The applause for our duet was thunderous. I remember being exhilarated and pleased as Danon was. It was then that the Lord and Lady Inaris came to greet us in person. Lord Inaris was a fat and simple man who seemed bored. The lady, however, she was an exotic beauty, violet eyes, elfin features, and an astounding gown. Every man watched as she passed. You're not exactly a hobgoblin, Sharwin. Next to Lady Inaris, I may as well have been the homeliest hobgoblin you can imagine. She had a presence, and Danon noticed it too. Of course, I asked why we were invited. Lady Inaris ignored me and fawned over Danon, saying how she had spotted him in a lovely tavern in Baragast and had wanted to meet him. I had been in Baragast too, of course, but I was completely ignored. She cooed over Danon, and he was flushed with pleasure at the attention. He agreed readily to a year-long contract to perform. Of course, I was not happy about it. Danon calmed me later and assured me there was nothing to worry about. Nothing could have been further from the truth. Oldest story in the book. Perhaps, perhaps not. I fought for Danon, but things weren't as they seemed. It's a tale I'll continue at another time, however. I do tire thinking about Danon, Violet. Let's do something else.
You're back.
Yep. Come on,
Is there something you need?
I want to tell your story. This is difficult for me to speak of, Violet. What happened between my father and I, our falling out, is a painful memory. But maybe if I share the tale with someone else, I can ease the pain and guilt I feel over what's happened. That is a logical assumption, isn't it? What happened? My father's days of groundbreaking research in an agronomy are behind him. He is an old man, content to putter in his own garden, happily living out his days among his friends and family. But even so, he still receives gifts of strange and exotic plants from distant lands so that he can add them to his garden. It is said that in the spring, when the flowers bloom, my father's yard is the most beautiful place on Lantern. It truly is his pride and joy. Let me guess, you destroyed his garden? I wish that had been the only consequence of my actions, Violet. My father asked me to tend to his garden for a few weeks while he went to visit a friend on the other side of the island. Everything went well for the first week. I found the work enjoyable enough, though hardly as stimulating as my sorcerer studies. I even came up with a more efficient watering system he could use on his plants. But in the second week I noticed the beginning of a rotweed infestation. Rotweed? I've never heard of it. Rotweed is a vile, noxious, crawling vine with a foul, pungent odor. Unchecked, it will overrun any garden in a matter of weeks, choking the life from every other plant. Even worse, the roots release a powerful toxin into the earth, poisoning the soil so nothing else will grow on the land for years. And like the most unwanted of garden guests, the rotweed is virtually impossible to kill. What did you do? It's a cockroach of weeds. The only way to deal with rotweed is through fire, applied directly to the vines. If you can make the fire hot enough, the flames will be absorbed into the plant and burn it down to the root, killing the weed. I still remember my father as a child using oil and torches to destroy the rotweed infestation. It was long and difficult work, for the vine is resistant to fire, and it is difficult to make the flames hot enough to wither the roots. However, I had no such worries. As I went out to the garden that morning, the infestation had only just begun, and I had a secret weapon. After all, I was a sorcerer. With visions of how pleased my father would be at the efficiency of my methods, I approached the weed and unleashed a burning hand spell directly at the vine. Something went wrong, didn't it? I made the mistake of approaching the problem without all the necessary data. My actions were logical in the context of my knowledge, but I was operating under a fatally flawed assumption. There was a reason my father used oil and torches to eliminate the infestation, rather than sending for the local mage. Magical fire destroys rotweed, but the intense heat causes the plant to violently explode. The vine burst, spewing the molten sap that ignited everything it touched. The roots ignited the earth, and columns of flame erupted from the soil, raining blazing bits of vegetation down all around me. Were you hurt? Miraculously, I was unharmed by the conflagration, though the entire garden was soon ablaze, as was my father's house, and the houses of our neighbors on either side. No one was injured, and for that, at least I am grateful. But by the time the fire brigade doused the flames, all 3 houses were ruined, and my father's prize-winning garden was nothing but ash. It was an accident, Bodynock. You were only trying to help. It may have been an accident, Violet, but that does nothing to mitigate the cost of the terrible tragedy. My father is a wealthy man, so he did not begrudge me the compensation he had to pay to his neighbors or the cost of replacing his own home, but his garden was utterly destroyed, and for that he has never forgiven me. Maybe someday I can make it up to him. Some gesture to heal the pain I've caused him. Like what? please, I don't wish to discuss this any longer. The memory is too painful. Tommy.
I figured they'd do.
Oh, man.
Eh?
Want to talk? Tell your story. Righto! I was telling you about Sammy's big plan to ruin old Tommy, wasn't I? Ah, yes. So Sammy concocts his plan to have little Tommy thrown in prison, just like he'd been. He was going to steal the most fabulous gem in Calamsham, and I was to take the blame for it. If he could steal it, wouldn't that make him famous? I didn't say Sammy was the smartest halfling on the block. In his mind, having me stuck in a Calamsham prison and ravaged daily by burly convict cellmates was worth almost any price. Ah, Sammy. Maybe he still resented my stealing both his lady friends. Actually, I stole his wife too. Nah, that was years and years before. Anyway, since Sammy wasn't so skilled, he had to get some help. Ended up leveraging himself to a rather nasty elf by the name of Rhaegar. Rhaegar was good. And he was also the meanest rogue in Calamsham, and Sammy had to practically become his servant to get him to agree. Rhaegar was also a pretty good pal of mine, though Sammy didn't know that. Thing was, I'd already been planning to heist the jewel myself all along. When Rhaegar tipped me off to Sammy's plan, I laughed so hard I just about peed in me britches. I'm beginning to feel sorry for this Sammy fellow. Aye, well, he was a fellow to pity at times. Once I remember I left Sammy in the dark bazaar by accident. He showed up 3 days later, pitch white and devoid of hair. Those were the days. I did the only thing I could, of course. I made a plan of my own and went ahead with the heist. Until the night of the heist, I didn't let on that I knew what Sammy was up to. He acted all innocent, of course, didn't say a word to me, even told me to get lost. That was quite a ruse, I tell you, but I saw through it all. He was no friend of mine, after all. He became my arch nemesis. Sounds like you were his arch nemesis. What? Why would you think that? Well, there was that one time I told Rock the Crusher that Sammy stole his hammer and not me, and Sammy forgave me after he healed, I swear. Still, I only wanted to teach Sammy a lesson. What happened to him the night of the heist was quite tragic. I laugh if you wish, my lady, but it was truly awful. The one thing I regret in my life. Oh, I shall have to tell you about it sometime. Let's just get on with your quest. I don't want to think about Sammy any longer. Alright, where did Grimnock go? I need him back. There he is.
I have
Yep,
been waiting.
you're not off deck. Alright, well that is all the time I have for today, so thank you everybody so much for watching. I have been Rael, and I will see you next time. Bye! Never mind. We forgot to read the journals. Henchmen we don't need. Tommy continued his tale of how Samuel attempted to thwart his popularity back in Calamsham. Bodyknock reluctantly related the tale of how he accidentally destroyed his father's precious garden, an act that created a gulf between them. The gnome was reluctant to continue after the tale was done. Sharwyn continued her tale, recounting the travels to Athkatla with her lover Dan, and the tale's ending is obviously painful, and Sharwyn seems reluctant to share it. Dalen continued his tale from earlier, culminating in his freeing a group of slaves and fleeing Luskan. He yet carries a burden of shame with him, though he is reluctant to speak of it. Lena continued the tale of how Synth won her heart, and they came to be married. She hinted that the story does not end well, however, and was reluctant to continue it. Grimnock continued his tale from before, expressing a desire to assist members of his order who fell in battle against the Lich and became undead themselves. He was reluctant to detail exactly what help could render them, however. The mysterious Aaron Genn completed his tale of how he became Lord Nasher's spymaster. He mentioned someone by the name of Callie, though he was reluctant to speak more of this person. Alright, well, now that's all the time I have for today. Bye!